All right, I have clicked the record button, and now I get to say, yo, what up?
What up?
Endeavor 3, huh?
Yeah, I saw that we get a whole bunch more kicks back on Girl Power, and I wanted to build Endeavor 3 on kicks again.
I love it.
Um,
Absolutely love it. So hit me with a pitch. What's going on here?
The pitch is the best one in the game is Recipro Turbo. Recipro Turbo just turns everything into kill cards by giving everything 2 speed. It slaps me a free momentum if I need momentum, and turns my opener into a 10 mid for 5 if I wanted it to.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I just need help looking over the attack lineup, making sure I hit all the good kicks. That Flash Fire Fist Jet Kindling is still a good match for it, even though it's not a kick. It is a mill 3 draw card and gain Echo if I'm at 10. Momentum out. I need help looking for Destruction Foundations to make sure I'm not going in a deadlock.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's rounding out some of my foundations, and I think that's good.
Okay. I dig it. I think that's acceptable. So let's start off with the kicks themselves. High Octane Rush, if its speed is 7 or more, we get 2 from Endeavor, 2 from Turbo. How do we get a third speed randomly that's not from Turbo?
Public support, which might be up to
Okay.
up to a 4 of.
I think that that's a big deal because I think that this thing being a 7 for 7 is really important. Figuring out how to get the bonus speed. So I think that might be like priority number 1. Obviously, Turbo is great. After it resolves, if it dealt damage, draw a card. Pretty good for our move, for our 6 for 4. Exhaust, if its speed is 6 or greater, commit a... Again, we need to find a bonus speed here. Right?
Yeah.
We can't rely on Turbo. That's just like to make it happen. Engine boost, if speed is 6 or greater. Again, we need a bonus. What we really want is we want like a destroy a foundation for +1 speed type of idea, right? Or if possible, right? Or like a... we need something there. Gecko Stomp is interesting. I'm going to click this button and see what we got. Because this number is a little wonky. Normally we want like 22 inside of like 60, 64. But this is 73 cards. Holy cow. What does this look like?
Yeah.
You want this lower or are you down for a 73 card deck?
Lower, if we can bring it lower, it just means I cycle earlier and I get the +3 damage on everything earlier.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I feel. Is I think that we should have this as close to 60 as possible, right?
Yeah,
because
I'm good with that.
The turn that you pop off, right? Imagine like you cycle on your rival's turn by blocking or whatever.
Yeah.
You remove one of these. You're like, oh, okay. Well, now my moves get +4, +3. That seems pretty okay. That seems pretty rad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I think I'm going to take this. Let's look at block zones. Yeah, I think I'm going to take this Gecko Stomp and drop it down to a 2 of. It's a 5 diff that says if it's completely blocked. I get that it's a low attack with a deadlock ability, but it's probably just like it's just not going to be blocked. They'll just eat the 6 damage, even if 7 haters. It's a cool card. It's not a great card.
Gotcha.
Honestly, you're probably even going to cut it eventually for just more Roundhouse exhausts because it's a 4 diff. But we'll get there if we get there. Okay, let's move on. Order attack. We want them to be kicks. Where's the kick keyword? I love that. Let's take a peek at it. Honestly, this one's not a bad one either, truthfully. Stun 1. If it deals damage, you selectively commit 1. It's not a bad idea, right? You'd be surprised how useful this is. 5 high for 4 that does the thing.
That's true.
Oh, Knee Smash is also nuts. Knee Smash is crazy in our deck. Hold on. 4 diff 6 damage move that we can make like a 10 high for whatever. Just if the top card of your discard pile is a foundation, build it. We can make that happen. Flip. If the top card of your discard pile is an attack, we draw it. Whenever we mill the 4, we get to determine which order they go in. This card's for sure going in our deck.
I did not even think about that.
Yeah. Choose a card on your stage. We don't care. I like Blitzly a lot as a card. I think it's very neat. Does it have a spot in this list? I don't think so. But I think that it's very cool. Especially on the turn that you've...
I originally had it in there, and then after slimming it down, I was like, yeah, I can do better.
Ice Light Tackle is also an incredible move. Just because, like, there's your low attack. That's very fast. 4 diff. That, that is your Omni Block, right? And we don't even care about the combo. We just care about the response. Blank, 4 diff, 5 low for 5 is, like, pretty good in our character. Hey, how big are those huevos, huh? You want to get nuts with it?
I don't know about a 1 diff right now.
You want to get...
It feels pretty bad.
You want to get nuts? Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so let's go back and look at our attack lineup. I like acrobatic leap kick. I love knee smash. I think knee smash is crazy. When we look at block zone, like I want to put this to the 3 of. I want to get rid of this, and honestly, just get rid of this. Yeah, okay. I just want to get rid of these ones, and I want to put this at the 4 of, and this at a 2 of. Still 23. Block zone 9. I mean, this is a lot of high attacks. Maybe the idea is actually just to get rid of this, and we go back to 4 and 4. 22. Okay. Actions, assets under the order symbol. Is there anything crazy? Item box, insane. You're not playing this card. This is pound for pound like the best card in the game. It's nuts. It's absolutely schnutty. We've got some pretty big damaged moves. Right, we've got 6 here, 6 here, 5 here. Right, 5 here. There's a world where Flex Your Might is pretty okay. Just to like draw 2 bonus moves. It's a 1 mid block. I don't know. There's an idea where like if you're looking for like a really sick win more card, I like Flex Your Might, but I don't think it's necessary in the deck for sure. Sideboard card obvious. Man, the order symbol's so nuts right now. And you get to play as Endeavor. Oof. Pretty good. Pro hero rankings. Can you talk to me about this guy?
So I have that for the breaker one. I also have that to just leave out the 1 attack that I want to grab. Put the rest of the attacks back in the deck when I cycle so I can draw them. And if I need to kill someone and I got the speed but not the damage on the last move I can check, I can commit, reveal all the foundations that I drew, and stack that damage.
Sure. TamCardwell is a hating-ass hater for this card. I think this card sucks. I think it's not very good. I think it is okay in some very specific... If you were playing like an 8 to 10 card, a 10 attack deck, I think this card is okay. Because you have to have those 8 to 10 attacks, right? If any of them get removed, it's a big deal. If we're playing a 22 attack deck that I'm just trying to murder you, I think it is pretty... It is okay to lose on average 4 attacks, and you get back... one of them, right, for free. This
I'm down to drop it for each guy.
I think that dropping this for each guy makes total sense. And also, like, if you've got a bunch of foundations in your hand, like, unless you feel like you're not allowed to pass back, this bottom enhance is not very good because your deck shouldn't be poking. Your deck should be stringing, which means that you need 4 attacks in your hand in order to do it, right? So this means that this does what? 2 damage? Who gives a shit? Who cares? Ichigai is definitely where it's at. This card stops Showdown. Are you kidding? It's so good.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Showdown. I want to put in your sideboard. I think there's better things that we could be doing in your main board, or at least put it to a 1 of or an aggro deck.
Okay.
You don't. If you need more of it, it should be in the sideboard.
Gotcha.
Especially because we're trying to get this number down. Okay. I am not going to touch your... Actually, I have to go look for foundations that give 1 more speed. I lied. No. Yes. You give speed. It's not great, though. Any mids? Yes. Yes. This is pretty cool. This card's a pretty good poke for this one, huh? It says draw a card and then pick it back up.
Or slap a free momentum and then pick that back up.
It's the end of the turn. It's also like a 2 mid block. Go pick up your 1 low block. Is this card a mid? No. This card's a mid. This is getting cut, but we're gonna leave it on the table just so it feels special at this exact second. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. If you reveal the card, nope. Lose a health, nope. Minus speed for each of his keywords. Oh my god, this card's nuts. I'm gonna put this on the table so you can just look at it. This card committed gets a speed. No, your kick attack gets speed. If it deals damage, draw a card. This card is pretty decent in our deck. Commit 2 speed, draw a card. Works well with this one, right?
Yeah.
It says turn this into a 5 diff, a 8 high for 4 that draws 2 cards.
Yeah.
Seems pretty okay. It also is like an incredible move for knee smash, right?
Yeah.
Right? Remove 1 foundation. So I'll commit for the 2 speed, remove, then rebuild the foundation in.
Yeah. That is true.
No. Seems pretty okay. Add a stun attack, minus 2 speed, your stun attack. No, none of this matters. How do we form? Form, discard a card. Nope, doesn't make. Doesn't exist. If you wanted to do the Tim Keefe stack a card back on top of your deck, you use Botan's coaching, discard a card, redraw a card, do this, we can. The big thing is we're missing Mop Strike now in order to get the bonus discard, right? So that might be a big deal.
For it.
Mill 1, your move gets +1 damage. I think this card is very good in our deck. It is +1. It's +2/+1 on every move, and then it is also 1 more mill you get to do. It also cancels Showdown. It also once you cycle, like it's also super good to just keep rocking it, right? Mill 5 for +2/+4 is some pretty decent stats.
Yeah.
Discard a card, draw a card. We don't care about that one. No. We've got this 1 of main board, 1 of sideboard. Okay, we're cutting 1 of that. That's fair. We move on. No. Mid attack. This one's pretty good. As we're looking, as we're moving. Yeah, I think public support might just be the answer of like how do we get the bonus +1. It doesn't feel great, but it's an answer. I think this card is incredible in our deck because of the fact that we get to, it's a deadlock ability, and we get to order the discard pile, right?
Yeah.
We make a check, we mill 4, and then if it matches, if we've got a high octane rush in the top 5 cards of our deck, we get to draw a bonus card, which is pretty okay. In Control could be this answer. So could Mastermind's Apprentice could be the answer. Remove 1 for stun 1 or bonus speed. Ice Gliding is not in your deck. Interesting. Fusion, Fruits is incredible. Okay. Alright. So, here's the thing. As I've looked through all of the cool cards that you have, and the reason that this is 71 cards is because you have made a 61 card list with 10 cards that are supposed to be in your sideboard that are in your main board.
I see.
Things like Can't Escape Me could be in your sideboard. CDY Crisis could be in your sideboard. The second copy of New Number 1 could be in your sideboard. House of Cards could be in your sideboard. Right? These are cards and ideas that are not for every deck. Are those niche ideas. Sound of Sensitivity. Right?
That was just a tryout and figure out if that had a
totally
place in the deck.
Totally acceptable, right? If you're trying the card out, then you should cut some other ideas and put it at like a 3 of, so that you actually see the card, right? Especially because we're on week 0 of Girl Power, right?
Yeah.
Now is the time where you should make quote bad decks to be trying out specific cards like this, right? Make bad decks, lose a bunch of games, but see if sound sensitivity did what you wanted it to do, right? When you're practicing with your friends, say, hey, I want to practice with sound sensitivity, so I'm going to start the game with this in my hand. And this is the first foundation I build. I'm going to guarantee I have it, right? Yeah. Do ideas like that. Like if you're going to do that training, then like put it back down to the 1 of, right? Like, hey, for the next six games that I play, my character has a bonus ability that says open sound sensitivity. You know?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do a little schmoovin'. All right. I'm gonna cut Foresight. This card's gone. I'm just gonna instantly replace it with the I do this. The 2 copies of You're Finished. I think that just makes sense to me. You're finished. House of Cards. I'm cutting. What do my block modifiers look like? Okay, I get wiggle room with all of them. Idle Work. Incredible 1 of. What a great 1 of. We don't actually care if we go to deadlock, because if we go to deadlock, we get to play more cards, draw more cards, win the game more. Can't Escape Me in the main board is fine. You get to be a 1 of. Looking for a Challenge is not a good enough card to be on our main board. Elasticity gets to be a 2 of. It depends on how much we don't like Stun. That's the real question, right? If we really don't like Stun, like having 2 of it in the main board, 1 in the sideboard is fine. Time to Rest. Love this card. Love it. Your attack gets damage equal to the bonus of the highest keyword rating.
All of them are EX2s to 4s.
2, 4, 3, 3. This one doesn't have one. This is okay. I think it's supposed to be a 2 of, though. I think this is nice to have. And I think this is really cool on, like, the 3rd or 4th move that you played, which means that it has to be ready on the 3rd or 4th move you played, which I think is tough, right?
Yeah.
Okay, where are we at? This is now about down to 62. This is livable. This is fine. But I haven't made any changes to the deck proper, right?
Yeah.
Like, Fusion is still in the deck. Public Support is still in the deck. I think you cut Fusion for sure. I think Fusion's gone. I think you cut Fusion exclusively for Secret Technique. I get that its other mode is minus speed. I think that we're not. If we wanted more minus speed, we'd be playing Ice Gliding, because it's just the better copy of the card, right?
Gotcha.
Man,
I'm down to cut sound sensitivity. I tried it a little bit and it just didn't perform how I wanted it to.
Yeah, I don't like sound sensitivity. I don't like elasticity. I'm not into this one. I don't like training to rookie, because I think once you cycle, you just kill them. Like, I just don't think that you actually need damage on your main turns, on your pre-cycle, right? Post-cycle, you're already getting the damage, right? All your moves get an extra 3, and like that's how you kill people. Like the goal, the idea of this deck, right? When on paper should be pre-cycle. My job is to get as much momentum as possible. I want to go into my post-cycle with 3 or 4 momentum, so that post-cycle, my echo is nuts, right?
Yeah.
Post-cycle, Recipro Turbo always hits, right? That's the idea that I want. Which is why I just don't think that you need things like elasticity. I would rather, to make sure you survive the cycle, you should play 4 Ice Gliding.
Okay.
Right? We should play an Icy Blade so that things hit a little harder, and you cycle faster, right? Every attack you play is now mill 5, right? Especially because we don't have access to things like Revel, right?
That is true. That is true.
Yeah. So, like, actually, training to the rookie should just be Icy Blade. Like, if we're gonna play 2 of this, it should be Icy Blade, because it's stats on everything as opposed to one thing that they could potentially block. Yeah, I'm gonna kill the elasticity. I'm gonna kill. We could put Public Support up to the 4 of. Does this remove to do its thing? No. It just okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yo, you want to know? You want to know another sick Endeavor trick that I think is really important that people don't do? I think if I were to play Order Endeavor, which is a thing that I'm looking at doing, I never remove Lust for Battle pre-cycle. I just let it hit the discard pile. Because post cycle, giving +3/+3 on your move is crazy, right?
That is true. That is true.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, man, you didn't block my poke and I did 4 damage to you. I don't care. +3/+3 though. Nutso.
Yeah.
Okay. Cards that are really good that I've not put in our deck that make this high block count a little tighter. I think Fighting for Control being random breaker is messed up. It's very, very strong. Currently not in the deck. I don't know what high blocks we cut for it, right? Because we've got Public Support, Season Brawler, right? Like we just like, or sorry, I don't know what mid blocks we cut for it because we've got.
I was like, wait, hold on
sorry,
a second. I think
my bad. I don't know what mid blocks we cut for it because we've got a lot of them. The other idea is like what low blocks do we cut for it? We need 1 man. We could just cut the idle work, but then this says that any Lust for Battle we ever build is stuck here, right? Like it just now says +1. We never. This is just a dead card. If we open it, we can never accidentally idle work, blow this up, do the thing, right?
But we can't accidentally knee smash. Oh no, it's removed.
It removes the foundation,
Yeah.
right? Which is fine, right? When we flip the foundation, it's great knee smash fodder, right? It's a blank card, but like, is that good enough consistency wise? I think the answer is you should test that. I'm down to kill the idle work. I think that's great. Fruits of Our Labors, new number 1. Okay, let's do. I mean, we could do 2 or 3 of this guy and just like have a slightly bigger deck. I do want to kill the 3 cards somewhere, but I don't know where. I think this card is so cracked in the. This is exactly what I wanted for Evil and Order, and Death already had this with Keiko's Aid, right?
Yeah.
Of just like, hey, stop attacking me on turn 2. Knock it off.
Yeah.
Very, very strong. Secret Team of Secret Sneak. This might be where I leave it. Yeah, 3/1/1. We've got 2 incredible pokes. 6 eye for 4, 6 eye for 4. That could potentially draw me 2 cards. Hold this for if any of these hit. So for the next turn. Yeah, because this is very safe. If you check a 3 here, you just commit the Lust for Battle and then don't play the second one. And then continue. On a 3, on a 3, on a 3, on a 3. Let this one wait for next turn. Nah, we just wait for it next turn. Because this card is so good that we aren't allowed to accidentally fail it. And having 4 foundations on turn 1A is better than having 3 and an asset. And I know that I'm going to keep the asset. I don't know if I'm going to keep the foundation, right? Like,
gotcha.
Yeah. I think that this feels pretty good. I think this looks great.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I love it.
All right. Then here's what we'll do. Stay on the line long enough for me to shoot you the list, and you have a good rest of your night, okay?
All right.
Have fun beating up your friends.
That's the plan.